you think of when you think of kicks? No, it's not a reference to the breakfast cereal, nor is it a reference to the 80s hair metal band. No, this is Kicks with a Q, and it's a great little classic arcade game where the goal is to claim a certain percentage of the screen while avoiding a series of colored lines called the kicks. As with many classic arcade games, sequels arose, one of which was called Volfied, which took the basic Kicks gameplay and added a science fiction theme. A home port for the Sega Genesis and Megadrive was released in 1991 called Ultimate Kicks, the version we'll be looking at here. The premise behind the game is that your spaceship has returned home from a long voyage to find that an unknown alien force has devastated your planet or home star and wiped out all life. However, an SOS from deep within the planet reveals that there are survivors, and it's up to you to save your mother star. The game takes place in 16 rounds or levels that you must progress through to win and save your society. You control your spaceship with the Genesis D-pad and can only move along the green lines around the perimeter of the playfield. Pressing the A button while moving allows you to move inside the playfield, leaving behind an orange trail called a field cut that, when closed off, removes that area from the playfield, revealing the level below. However, this is when your spaceship is most vulnerable to alien attacks, so caution is needed in how much of the field to take at any given time, depending on the proximity of the enemies. The goal is to capture a certain percentage of the playfield to move on to the next level. If an enemy does touch an orange line while it's open, a high energy force travels quickly along the line to your ship, destroying it. If you do reach the safety of the green line in time, the energy force is eliminated and your spaceship is spared. There are also item blocks scattered throughout the playfield that will give the player temporary power-ups such as speed increases, timers to freeze the enemies on the screen, 1-ups for extra lives, and lasers to destroy enemies on the screen using the B button. In addition to basic levels of difficulty, easy, hard, etc., there are 3 modes in the game, A, B, and C modes, each of which introduces more complexity and difficulty to the game. For example, in A mode or beginner mode, you can backtrack and erase the orange lines. In B mode, you cannot. In A mode, an enemy touching an orange line sends a high energy force, as mentioned, to destroy your ship. You do have a split second or two to make it to safety with a green line. In other modes, however, your ship is instantly destroyed, leaving you no margin for error. I must say that Ultimate Kicks, even on the easiest mode, is quite a difficult and challenging game. But this is a good thing. As I played and learned the ins and outs of the game, I found myself wanting to beat each level in the most effective and efficient way possible, trying to learn the patterns of the enemies, trying to block them off and eliminate them from the playing field, which is also possible with the bosses, but much harder to pull off. However, I do enjoy and recommend Ultimate Kicks. Graphically, it's not much to look at, but as an early Genesis game that is based on a very graphically sparse predecessor, it does look as it should. Sound, however, is a bit of a sore spot. There is no music to speak of during gameplay, and very basic and uninspired sound effects. There's also a strange lack of a second player option, which I find odd for any arcade game. A co-op mode would have been really interesting in a game like Kicks as well, but these minor gripes aside, I think it's an outstanding game that deserves a place in your Genesis or Megadrive collection. This is Atarileaf. Thanks for watching this review of Ultimate Kicks, and I'll see you soon.